Nigeria. And would also let you know FM Abuja, and you can also call on or 0818-2222-205.7 on YouTube. Mary Healthcare, we do realize that it provides a framework, efficient, and over the years, governments in Nigeria perspective cut in Nigeria and look at the core feature and continuity of care, better health outcomes. All of this and other policies by success and realities. And that's why ways with the Nigerian people, and that's why we help us shed more light. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How would you describe?
Thank you very much. Something that they call ATA declaration, to have help participate in something within their means, healthcare, towards making people of what primary health, rural healthcare. Healthcare, what goes in their mind is rural. So someone in the central business district in Abuja has this feeling like personally based on the people who are there and all of that. But if it's like their primary healthcare, because the primary healthcare has the total care, it must not go to healthcare services, because most of the health education and understanding is sharing people 10/7. It must be one who is first time to respond when it's needed. Then it can be sent to.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Lars Ude. There was a point in time where the Japa trend, it's still existing, but then it was literally all over the news. Everybody was, in a hurry to leave the country, especially medical workers, medical practitioners. Now, my question is, how do you think that the Japa trend affected the sector?
The immigration of healthcare workers, I would describe that as an epidemic now.
Okay.
Is a very big problem. It's a very big problem in our health sector. It's actually an acute emergency in our health sector. Not you have a loved one that is ill, and you have not just primary healthcare, it's affecting our entire health sector, whether primary, secondary, tertiary. In fact, it's affecting tertiary care more, because right now I was discussing with a colleague last weekend who went for an exam, becoming specialist consultants in tertiary, working in tertiary hospitals or secondary facilities. It's like in the entire country that is 15 persons, is 15 doctors who came for part 2 exam in internal medicine.
Oh.
So what this means is just 15 in the whole country who went for exam to be specialists in internal. What is 15 specialists? Interesting. Many people have left. Those who think they are a doctor and don't Japa. So it's a healthcare workers crisis is a global issue. The places they are going to also means that those people, they don't have enough. That's why they are accepting people from outside. And we are not doing anything to keep the one we have, even though the ones we have is not even enough at all. Given our population, we should have one. But what do we have? We have like one doctor per. When it comes to nurses, zero worse. More nurses are leaving than doctors who are leaving. Just that doctors tend to make more news. Yesterday. So lab scientists are leaving. So it's a huge problem, really. And any state that is serious about primary healthcare, should implement policies that give incentive for people to stay. That's just.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much, Dr. Ude. You can, health workers as affected, but generally, all hospitals, so to say, all healthcare facilities, that at a point the Nigerian government was, ruling the restriction of medical workers going abroad. They were trying as much as possible to, put a stop to it, set up certain restrictions. Now, would you say that this could actually be a solution?
For me, it's not sustainable. Cancer and maybe having fever and all of that, or headache, or So instead of tackling the ways you can't force anybody to stay. There find ways around it. The thing is, why are people leaving? That's the question that we and the rate at which. Before it's just like, okay, I want to leave. Now, the system kind of forcing people out. There are people who I recall, like when I was out of med school, they insane an average graduate is just okay. Almost everybody is writing primaries. Like I also left the US to do my masters and So, but majority of those who want to do clinicals stay around, do primaries. But what's happened? The right primaries to get placements for residency was a big problem. Some medical directors will have on paper that they have employed 200 resident doctors in the hospital. But in reality, it's maybe 100 that are employed. The other ones are ghosts, and they'll be doing some certain things with the money of resident doctors. Yet, you have resident doctors who are looking for jobs. People don't know how much people are looking for jobs. At some point, frustration came in and all of that. So people started looking for alternatives. How can you have medical degree? You've passed the exams for residency training. You go to interview 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teaching hospitals. So we even write more than one looking for alternatives. They started moving out. And when they move out, they'll tell their colleagues, don't abuse for. That's it.
There are issues. The thing about how we can make working in rural areas, because the truth is this: there are people who, after and you find young people refusing because they know the consequences, or they know the challenges they are going to face. Now, how would you say that we boost the quality of professionals
in singled out rural areas, but is in a way that government alone, for general hospitals, for teaching hospitals, but primary health care, whether it's in the rural or in the urban, if it's in the urban, it can be in an estate and all of that. The more communities participate. How will they participate? The National Health Act 2014, which Section 11 provided for from federal Ministry of Health, state Ministry of Health, local government health authority, up to the ward level, ward development committees or ward health committees. You have the private sector, you have the traditional healers and all of that. So it means that every village should have a health committee, and they have clear responsibilities that were outlined in the World Health Systems Policy, and somebody is sent as a health worker there, whether it's a nurse, midwife, doctor, community health extension worker, community health officer, ensure that there is security. There are some people who are harassed, security situation in the country now. Some health workers get robbed, at risk of being raped while they are in their workplace. Some are at risk of being attacked by wild animals. So a standard primary health center should operate 24 hours and should have a residence for the health worker. Maybe not for all of them, but at least for some of them. That residence should be well furnished. It should have water supply. Their family living there because they need good schools. A starting skilled, also medical laboratory technicians, pharmacy technicians. They are part of that 17. Then you see, say whether it's rural or urban, but maybe significantly rural, they are 35. Working in the morning, afternoon, night. Because no individuality who should be doing home come to a health facility. You discharge them and go back home. There is up to 70% of their people to come. That's the design. I know some of these things will be sounding strange to you, but that's how it's designed. Then you ask yourself, the one who require these services, just routine check. People who are certain age should having at the community that maybe they are at risk of having miscarriage, they told them bed rest, don't move about so much, just stay mostly bed rest. When they are doing bed rest, it is not a time. So people should, nurses, midwives should be able to come to their home, check their vitals, ensure that things are fine, and all of them want to do, move these issues to the fore. They use data, they see that, okay, the number of children who are having diarrhea is increasing. They will now start doing awareness in the community on hygiene, water hygiene, how to make the water safe. If they are using stream, how do they treat their water and all of that to prevent those things from happening. So all these things require huge investments on everybody's incentives for them to enjoy their job.
But I could see Nigeria when it comes to primary health care in
Future Radio. And this is your station. Abuja. Now we be the Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Epa! Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. Ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
And yes, many thanks for staying tuned. To those just joining, we asked Dr. Laz Udeeze, who is a public health physician, health policy and management specialist, and he's the CEO of Fellow for Equity in Brain. Touched on the JAPA trend, that is the immigration of health workers. And, we did talk about the number of healthcare professionals. We make this more accessible to individuals, especially rural dwellers.
2022, I think Section 14 provides that there should be health insurance every resident of Nigeria, everybody living in Nigeria, by the act that has been repealed, I think 1999. It became operational in 2000, operated. Then the section, 50% of that fund goes to health insurance to provide minimum support of the consolidated revenue fund of the federal government. So we states should contribute 25%, local government should also contribute, any other person health coverage. Universal health coverage is when a country people have not less than 7 out of 10 you ask the question, how many Nigerians are gotten that number, not even NHIS. Boldly say this is the number of Nigerians that have health insurance coverage, which are about 2%, 5%, 10%, just the percentage of what? What's the numerator? We don't know. But whatever it is, we know that overwhelming majority of Nigerians don't have health insurance. And that's where we are. And where we want to get to, as the Sustainable Development Goals, one of the targets is achieving universal health coverage by 2030. So how would we help Nigerians achieve universal health coverage where more than 70% will have health insurance, or 100% as required by the National Health Insurance Authority Act, having health insurance? It requires everybody. Health insurance is for everybody, not just for rural people. Yeah. A lot of times people in the urban areas have this false sense of safety. Abuja has some very good health facilities, both private and government, but it's not sufficient for the population of people who are. So when you have emergency and they say go to Kwagwalada, go to National Hospital, it happens so often. you know, one will begin to understand how deficient our almighty Abuja is in tackling certain situations. You know, so individuals should say we all have responsibilities to ourselves. For anything, they say God is my insurance. Devise a way of making everybody pay for, because the concept of insurance is we are pulling large funds together. It's not everybody that will get ill at the same time. So it depends on someone be on the same package with someone that has malaria and is going to treat that. So, but it means that whatever it is, you should be able to afford that. Those so market unions should, you know, participate as a group. Go to the FCT health insurance scheme in Abuja. In all the states now have health insurance agencies. Market union clubs, technical associations, you know, communities should engage. How do we get
on what you
through their health committees to engage in health insurance coverage in the entire, and not doing so well. Stringent effort. The governors, when it comes to roles to play, that even the federal is too far from for everybody, except for Abuja, that is a federal capital territory. So Abuja is administered directly by federal. You know, so but every state, the governors need to have a commitment. The people need to ask themselves, like, how many of us will be covered by insurance? We need to make those demands.
Sure.
You know, this thing of someone is ill, you start forming WhatsApp groups to contribute money. It's exhausting. Your body will not understand. Your body needs immediate attention to get care.
Okay, true.
You know, so we don't understand stuff. You know, so people where are having more health needs, you know, it contributes to catering for elderly people as well. Because then you are not earning directly, you know, your body is also not getting so stronger. And the health insurance covers it, and you don't have anything. Some will go and be praying, doing fasting and prayer, you know, over something that just quality healthcare can take care of. And when they die, then it's the will of God. It's not the will of God for anybody to be dying from preventable situations. That's why God created us in His own image and gave us brain to discover problems.
You know that healthcare is considered capital intensive by politicians, and the return on investment is considered very.
Yeah, free healthcare, free maternal contributes significantly to Switzerland, or even cotton wool, hand gloves. You know, these are health products. We should go into supporting industries to produce things. The other 9 most populous countries in the world produce their vaccine for people. It's going to make it more accessible to us, and it will contribute to our economic growth. If consumables, the reagents that are used for tests, how many are we producing? The drugs we are using, over 80% of drugs used in Nigeria are imported. Even our pharmaceutical companies now, not outside. So many of them just bring stuff, repackage it, and sell, because it's more profitable to import than to produce in Nigeria. These are health investments. It's not only this, if prioritized and taken seriously, it can be a major, the way people are leaving Nigeria to go and seek healthcare elsewhere. Imagine that it's happening to some extent. We have some really quacks that are not advertised, unfortunately. So, but hospitals are advertised, you know, but we have some very good hospitals, whether it's Lagos, whether it's Owerri, whether it's, you know, Abuja, that people from outside are also coming to do stuff. But imagine health sector, for as far as I'm concerned, it's very profitable. There are some that you can palpate, you can touch. There are more that you cannot touch. If you are healthy, you'll be more productive at work. That's investment. You'll be more efficient and effective in working. It also affects the entire productivity of the country, which weakens the economy. So the best investment any serious government can do, whether at the state.
Laz Udebidu, I personally appreciate your time here.
Laz Eze is my surname.
Laz Eze, very much, Dr. Eze. We personally do not even understand, as individuals living in Nigeria, regarding being able to access primary health care.
For having me, and thanks to listeners who were able to join.
Yes, also our listeners, we do appreciate your time and for tuning in. Until next time, just stay tuned to the Beat Talk right here on Citizen 93.7 FM. In the meantime, do enjoy the rest of your morning and have a wonderful morning right here
on Citizen FM.